it finishes 4-0 to Chelsea against Preston, a championship side that we should be beating, but we got the job done. I want to get gassed up. I want to shout about all the performances. And I do think we learned a lot today. You know, the first half was so slow, but we did turn it on in the second half. 12 minutes, we scored 3 goals. For me, the way that I'm describing this is a bit of the beginning of the beginning. We know that this season's been a bit of a transition. We know that that could even spill into next season as well. That's just the way that it's going. But I have to say there is some momentum being built here. Now, before we get into it, make sure you give a like on this video. I would really, really appreciate it. And the first thing that I want to talk about is our academy. We saw 2 academy debuts today with Gilchrist and Golding making their very first appearances for Chelsea Football Club, and they've been here through the entire academy. You saw the passion of Gilchrist in the last couple of games, celebrating tackles like he's just scored a goal, and you just love to see that so much, don't you? Let's talk about Gilchrist for a second. I absolutely do feel that he can be a squad player for us this season, with a look to have a loan next season potentially, and I'm hearing a lot of rumours about him going on a championship or even a lower Premier League loan next year, and if he does that, then again he can only develop and get first team minutes. You see with central defenders, and that's where he's is on the pitch, you see that they need to bulk up, they need to be strong to play in the Premier League, and he just needs some growing. He just needs some time to be able to do that. And I do feel that with a loan next season, he will come back and be in and around the Chelsea squad, and that's a brilliant moment for him, a real Chelsea fan, and you just love to see that. And then Golding coming on, a 17-year-old, you know, we don't know very much about him, but it's so brilliant to see the academy boys coming through. And it was one thing that I really wanted to highlight more than anything, is the power of the academy here. It's not just about buying and selling players. It's not just a cash cow. Bowley cannot look at it like that anymore. We have to look at players that are in the first team, like Gallagher, like Colwell, both of which captained the side today, and you can say they are impacting the first team more than they're just a monetary balance, more than just for our bank balance. You know, they are able to muck it and play for us, and Gallagher's been one of our better players. Colwell looks absolutely brilliant as a centre-back. And what I hope this proves to Bowley is that you can't just, you know, look at them as dollar signs. They are real players, they have quality, and they can play for Chelsea. And that's cheaper than signing players from abroad and hoping that they're going to muck it in the Premier League when you have absolutely no idea whether they're going to. Don't take the gamble. Play the academy players. And I hope that he's taken some lessons from that today. But massive shout out to Gilchrist and Golding. Congratulations on your debuts. And it's so good to see Chelsea fans representing the club. And leading on from the academy, players that we've seen step up, be able to make a difference immediately when they are so young. A player that we expected to step up in this game was Raheem Sterling. He started on the right hand side, switched over to the left. He hasn't been playing a lot of games recently, and people like me have been questioning his ability to muck it in the first team for us. Now, those questions have been rightly asked about Raheem Sterling. You do question his overall consistency. Like, there are individual performances in games where we see him absolutely dominating teams, and then people like me keep getting questioned, and people say, Raheem Sterling is brilliant. He's our best player. He's one of our elite goal scorers, one of our elite assisters and chance creators. And he takes shots in the area and he dribbles past people. There are so many reasons to like him. Why don't you like him? Why don't you back him? And today he absolutely stepped up. He got a man of the match. He scored an unbelievable free kick. I don't think any of us can question how well Raheem performed today. The thing that I just want to see is him doing this more consistently on a week in, week out basis against the big teams as well, stepping up in the big matches. And he can absolutely do that. And maybe dissenters like me need to just shut up and allow this player to play. Give him some confidence and back him. I have to say, the way that all of our wingers are playing, all of them are playing absolutely brilliantly. You've got Madawiki, you've got Nkunku, you've got Mudryk, you've got Raheem, you've got Cole Palmer. All of them can operate from the wing positions, and all of them are performing incredibly well. So you've got to say the competition there is only going to make each one of them better. And you really do hope that that brings up the overall performances of Chelsea, and overall we start creating more and more opportunities. I don't think, you know, chance creation is our biggest issue right now. I think putting the ball in the back of the net absolutely is. And I think what we may end up seeing now is some of those boys playing in a false nine position, giving competition to Jackson and Broja up top, because if they're not performing and they're not bagging the goals in, then maybe you do have to change it up. And that leads me very nicely into the point about Amanda Broja. He's the next guy that I want to talk about. Got his start today, and you knew that there was going to be a lot of pressure on him. Before the game, Joey and I were talking about potentially playing that false nine system, as I say, but Broja started, and I understand why he did start, there were, you know, moments of aerial attacks that he got onto, and that's how he scored his goal. A brilliant cross from Gusto, and we just need to shout him out quickly. What a brilliant performance he did today. But the ball in was brilliant, and Armando Broja gets a great header. He could have scored another one straight after. You know, Mudryk puts in a great ball as well, and he was a whisker away from getting a goal straight away. So, you know, before the game, we were questioning, you know, is Broja good enough? Is he going to be able to step up and be the elite level striker that we need him to be? And there are moments in which he was today, but there are also moments in which he wasn't. At the start of the first half, he wasn't really doing very much. And so overall, we're looking at, you know, the future of our number 9s, and we are still questioning it. You know, he's going to get a run of games now, and I really hope that Broja grabs it with 2 hands. You know, he got his goal today. Let's hope he takes that momentum through. The key word of the day, more than any, is momentum. Like, all of these boys, the team itself, need to take all of that sort of, you know, that power, that ability that they've all got, the goals that we've scored today, you know, the confidence that we've got, and take that into the next set of games, starting with Middlesbrough on Tuesday night. One player I also do need to call out is Enzo. Enzo, it sounds like, has been playing with a injury. We've been hearing that it might have been a hernia injury, which is a scary one to play with. But you see with the performance that he did today why he is in the team. He plays passes that our other midfielders wouldn't necessarily do. Caicedo is very tidy, does like to put balls through the lines. But then Enzo does passes where he switches the play, where he goes for balls over the top. And he was doing that throughout the game. And so it's great to see him in the team. And I do think he's a maligned player recently, where people are saying, you know, the two should be Gallagher and Caicedo. I do think Enzo makes a very big impact when he plays, and I'm glad that he was starting today, and I hope he starts a few more matches coming through. And other than Enzo, the only other one that I have to shout out is Cole Palmer. This guy just looks good in absolutely every single game. But look, that's just what I think. Those are the plays that stood out for me. I'm really interested to see what you think. I think overall, for me, I don't want to get too gassed up about this performance. It's a languishing Championship side that we should be turning over, and we did the assignment that we needed to. It's brilliant. As I say, we just need to keep going now, and we need to keep getting those wins and keep getting the points on the board and keep progressing. If we manage to get through to a Carabao Cup final, a decent performance in the FA Cup, and a decent finish in the Premier League, that would be great. I mean, I just want to know what you guys think would be success. Is 7th, a Carabao Cup final and a decent run in the FA Cup, a good season? Does it need to be one of those trophies? You know, do we need to be higher up in the table? I'm really, really interested to see what you think and to hear about what you thought about the performance today. If you did like this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. And if you are still watching, make sure you check out my clothing brand, Aveste, the home of independent streetwear. There are some absolute bargains and some absolute bangers that we've just added to the site, which I'll show on screen now. Your love and support of Aveste is absolutely massive, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll talk to you again very soon.